I'm making a video for YouTube right now, so I might yell a little bit. Is that all good? Alright, thanks. Sorry, man. Alright, let's get it. What's happening? I'm Bryce, watching Bryce's Life, and welcome to the second episode of Science Saturdays. Finally got it off the ground, where it's actually gonna stick to this one. Okay, so today, we're gonna be talking about science and shit, specifically hurricanes. Okay, so the whole situation right now, very mediocre. Mediocre to really shitty, actually. We got some facts. Hurricane Harvey, 44 people dead. Texas governor estimating $180 billion US dollars in damages. What? Irma is also doing some fucking. More than 155,000 people in Florida are in shelters still. And 6 million without electricity. 5 people are dead. This shit is important, so let's get fucking educated. Real quick first, let's define a hurricane. The term tropical cyclone is used by meteorologists to generally describe a rotating system of thunderstorms that originates over tropical or subtropical waters. Shouts out to my boy Stitch, Lilo and Stitch. Anyway, that I don't even know if Hawaii is in the Jesus, I should not be making this video. As soon as it gets to 114 km/h winds, turns into a hurricane. Cyclone, typhoon, hurricane, all the same shit. They're just in different places. Today we're going to be talking about hurricanes, which happen in the Atlantic and the Northeast Pacific. So let's talk about how they form now. Here's some base knowledge. Warm air. It rises and holds more moisture. This is very vital later on. Alright, so fucking remember that shit. Also, I'm going to be doing this all in km/h because the imperial system is dumb and frankly fucking impossible for unit conversion. So, hashtag shots fired, pew pew. So today we're going to be doing the Atlantic example because that's what's been happening right now. Here's your grocery list for a hurricane. You got cluster of thunderstorms over hot water. And light crosswinds. That's about it, actually. I don't know why I had to fucking look at that. It's 2 things. 3, I don't know. The high temperature gives the thunderstorm energy to drive itself. The winds blow it across the ocean to warmer waters. And the high moisture lets the clouds expand. Okay, so what happens is as follows. So you got a bunch of, like a group of thunderstorms coming off the coast of Africa into the ocean. High water temperature heats up the base of that thunderstorm. The air rises, as we talked about before, hashtag callbacks, and then as it rises, air sucks in from the sides to replace it. Alright, and this is the key point. Since the earth is spinning, that air getting sucked in actually leans a little bit to the side. This is the lean, the front. It smacks the storm at an angle, which actually fucking spins it. And now that you have a spinning little cluster of thunderstorms, tropical depression. That effect of the wind actually turning as it moves from north to south or south to north is actually called the Coriolis effect. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to know more about it, but I'm not going to try and explain. It's going to take too long. Alright. Then as it moves across the Atlantic, it's still pumping, it's still fucking spinning a little bit. It'll hit a really warm patch of water, and that shit just cranks into fucking overdrive and just starts fucking getting insanity. I'm sweating. So that's basically how a hurricane forms. Really simplified. Doesn't make any sense. I'm awful at explaining things, so I left a link. The BBC does a great job of it if you want more of that. So now that we have the hurricane, let's talk about some of the damage it does. First up, categories. As we said before, a hurricane becomes a hurricane when it hits 114 km/h winds. That's when the bottom category starts. Then the top category, category 5, which is basically just go fuck yourself category, is at 252 km/h winds. There's no cap on category 5, like there's no bracket, and they're not going to make another category, even though the storms are getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Because once you're a certain amount of fucked, it doesn't really matter. You're still real fucked either way. That's their kind of logic behind it, worded differently. Moving on! So what kind of damage do these do? Glad you asked. Okay, so you got wind, rain, and storm surges. These are all the big fucking, the death dealers. The dealers of death. I don't know what I'm fucking doing. So first let's talk about wind. As you get closer to the eye, it can really rip shit to pieces, knock things over, hit things on other things like trees on cars. Surprisingly, this is probably the least destructive of all the symptoms. It's actually the water that does a lot of damage. So you got rain, which helps with flooding when mixed together with storm surges, and the big one, the storm surge itself. The high winds of a hurricane actually push like a fucking lump of water into fucking land, and that shit will fuck everything. The larger the diameter of storm, the wider that lump will be, and the more area it can cover. Even just a couple feet of water. You've seen the flooding, that shit's hectic. Even just a couple feet can ruin people. And this is where people die. People fucking getting stuck in their houses without food and water, drowning in their attics. It's really not good. Some examples of the damage categories and specs of hurricanes. That Hurricane Harvey was a category 4 on August 25th. Sustained winds up to 209 km/h. That did some fucking damage. Now Katrina was only a Category 3, which had 225-kilometer winds at its peak, and it was 643 kilometers across, which is fucking giant. The huge thing with Katrina was the flooding, due in part to levee breaches. The levees in the area weren't properly renovated and were not prepped for that level of storm surge, so they just fucking broke open and a wall of water just washed in and just like ruined people's lives. $100 billion of damages. Now we should talk about how they're changing with climate, because that's a big deal. This shit's getting way worse. So we got this diagram, alright? Here you got the global number of hurricanes going down, but the intensity is actually going up. You may think, oh, it's not that many hurricanes. We can handle this. No, dude. No, dude. We're gonna fucking die. We have the infrastructure to handle smaller hurricanes most of the time, but the big ones are the ones that fucking ruin shit. Small hurricanes, the levees can handle and stuff, but then you get situations like Katrina where the levees just fucking explode. Also, globally, precipitation is consistently getting more intense with the warming climate. As we mentioned previously, the warmer water of the ocean makes the storms more intense, and the warmer air lets them carry more water to just fucking dump on places. So this is just really not a good overall situation. Anyway, let's top this shit up. Conclusion. There's a lot that can be said on how to improve hurricane response to lessen the impact and damage on people's lives. Improving infrastructure, better education, better climate models. There's a lot that can be said on doing something about reducing greenhouse emissions so we don't keep beefing up storms more than we already fucking have. But today's not the day for that though. If you are in an impact area, stay safe, don't do stupid shit. Starting over from nothing can be fucking difficult, and it will be. The humans are resilient as hell, so know that you can and you will get through this fury that nature is just shat on your fucking lap. For everyone else not in this disaster area, there's a link in the description to a Vox article with good organizations to donate to. They've got description on what they do and what they're about, and even their rating on Charity Navigator. It's awesome. So help out, do whatever you can. If I got anything wrong, hit me up with a link in the comments to a good source so I can help correct that. Please donate, help some people. And I'm Bryce. Thank you so much for watching this video and being a part of my life. Sick. Thank you for listening to that baby rant. It was definitely a different kind of video. I do really like putting actual content into these videos and like a little bit of nuggets of education in there. Might just need a little bit of time to work on the entertainment part of it because it's fucking awful right now.